Namaste, Sacred Masters, and welcome to this pick a card session for your shadow work. We have the deck shuffle and 3 random cards from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck placed before you. If you want to purchase this deck, look for the link in the description box below. You can pause the video and take your time to see if any of these cards resonate with you, and then use the time code in order to jump to the card you choose. This is card 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget there are many more pick a card videos to choose from. You can find them in my playlist, Shadow Work Pick a Shadow Card, on my channel's main page, so don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for more pick a card sessions. After you pick your card, I will explain what each card means in the book. Now, the book's description is poetic and can be confusing sometimes, but for the sake of sharing, I will read it out, then give you my interpretation of it. You will hear my interpretation when I remove my mask and speak with my normal voice. I will also give you a shadow prompt in order to get started on some shadow work based on the card you pick, together with Grabovia codes to help with your shadow work sessions, or sometimes a link to another video relating to the matter. Alright, let's get started. Pick a card and jump to the timestamp. The card you picked is Downcast Pride and is represented by the new moon phase. It is illustrated with the eyes dark with dried blood tears looking downwards. The face of a dark-skinned beautiful elf with gold laurels among her hair is stern and motionless. Roots plunge into her body from a golden collar. The sky behind her as gray as concrete. The sentence that resonates with this is, "The root of sadness and grief is deeper than skin. The only delusion is the gray sky." What this card speaks about is how survival is the direct consequence of adaptation. What we call adaptation is not the results of a subtle but constantly constructive change of ourselves, but rather a mockery of it, as we strip day by day of our dignity in order to avoid conflict with a world that would spread us apart. How can we endure this? Maybe through the power of responsibility, or through a hidden core of identity. Sometimes we don't use the best parts of us, but rather we draw from the ugliest. We survive and bend our knees because we draw from our laziness, fear, and disgust. We let our deepest roots go dry, replaced by what can only be called a surge of lack of self-esteem. We are deluded when we think that we are only sacrificing our pride. We cling to vanity, but we can't afford dignity. Isn't it sad? Honestly, the true delusion is our faith in fall and winter, while we discard spring and summer as fairy tales. The sky can change color too. As long as we sometimes look up, we can notice. One of the reasons that we do shadow work is to find our true and authentic self, the part of us that is lost because we develop traits, habits, and behaviors in order to adapt to culture. In order to survive, we have to pick up what we deem to be behavioral traits that others will like about us so that we can be accepted. A man becomes a doctor because that's what his parents want him to be, and he is respected by his peers because of his vocation. But what if, deep down inside, he always wanted to be a famous musician? He will never know. And the scary thing is, if he thinks about the what if on his deathbed, dying with regrets even in the company of his loved ones, that can be really, really sad. Take a look around you and ask yourself with this shadow prompt. What's one trait you see in other people that you wish you had? Whether you admire a particular person's determination to go beyond the norm and pursue their passions or their talent in something, ask yourself, why do you not possess this characteristic and how can you achieve it? Even if it means taking small steps, when you're looking for your hidden passions, harness the energies of determination and focus for learning with the Grabovia code 212-585-212. If you want to know how to use Grabovia codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prom and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste. The card you chose is Gilded Regret, represented by the waning crescent moon. It is illustrated as an elven queen with heavy eyes, her dress as blue as the clearest water, her crown of thorns and golden-clawed flowers holds a blue orb in her hand. The sentence relating to the card is, "Memories are like floating underwater, safe, warm, and murky, yet they held a scent of death." This card is about the cage of our memories being the most gilded, lingering to the past savoring crowns and fleshes, hints and ifs. But it's our sword. However, it's our shield. We follow the river against these currents to a sea of maybes. We cannot say, life is here now. We just say, life was here. So that even when the future builds, day by day, we still look backward to memories and possibilities. Options we missed, things we lost, changes we fled. It is like staying in the twilight of conscious, in the blessed state of those 5 minutes between the time the alarm rings and when you actually have to wake up. Like little kids, between the time mom calls and the time we need to wake up and run. But those 5 minutes are taking up too much time. They are the drain of our energies, of our opportunities, of our future. The ifs are now gone. Whatever has been already, isn't it? Our life is always filled with regret. Oftentimes we repress those regrets and try to look forward instead. And when a regret comes crippling, we try to enforce the situation by a false sense of positivity. For your shadow problem, write about a time when you regretted your actions today. Have you forgiven yourself for it? How did you deal with the regret? Did you simply just take it as a lesson and move on? How has this regret still lived within you? And how heavy is it when you actually become honest with yourself? Once you've come to terms with it, you can begin your healing process and emerge like a lotus blooming out of muddy waters. You can use the Ho'oponopono meditation I posted on the links above and description below, or you can use the Grabovia code 7154872 for the energies of forgiveness and healing. If you want to know how to use Grabovia codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prom and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste. The card you picked is Perchance to Dream, which is represented by the new moon phase. It is illustrated with a crowning naked man reclining, his eyes closed and his body dissolving in the wind. Another man holds him gently. Behind them a circle of brass, risen by thin silvery threads. The sentence that resonates with this is, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream, or... What this card talks about is that it's time to surrender, to drown, to dive in, headfirst, in the cozy, all-enveloping darkness of the blanket. It is a moment of weakness, a desire to close your eyes and surrender, just for one moment, 1 second, 1 minute. Not like a hero fighting the world, but like a kid just welcoming the darkness outside within, fully. How long will that moment last? A minute? What can we say? Just a minute, but it's not true. Disappearing is but an instant, just the time to take a breath twice, and yet it can take ages. Ages we will regret. Ages that we will have lost, like stolen by our own surrendering. And yet we close our eyes. We let one sense after the other slow down to nothing. Sight first, then hearing, and smell. Last will be the touch, the comforting hand we all deserve, to hold us up when we have not done enough and we just cannot let it go.
What many people do not know is that dreams are a gateway into understanding ourselves. When we are dreaming, the subconscious speaks to us directly. But the subconscious does not speak to us in logic, but rather in symbols. We dream about things, and our subconscious can either tell us we are going in the right path or give us a warning to take care of something. When one uses dream symbols to work, what shadow work we are doing, we are tapping into a meta reality and possibly the most advanced form of shadow work. If you have problems remembering your dreams or want to use it to do shadow work, check out my video on this link above or on the description box below. The shadow prompt you can use for today would be, what are recurring symbols I dream about? If you dream about something constantly, such as wolves or teeth falling out or maybe flying, you should write it all down and look online at what these dreams mean. Your subconscious could be telling you something important about your life, but you may be ignoring it. Use the Grabovia code 612066285 so that you can tap into the energies of a more meta shadow work, which is lucid dreaming. If you want to know how to use Grabovia codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.